Pleasant day, everyone. Our topic for today will focus on the disabled workers in the workplace diversity. At the end of this chapter, you were able to learn the definition and be able to explain the disability, to identify the terms used to describe the disabled worker, to be able to identify and differentiate the models of disability. And later on, I will briefly discuss to you certain topics about Magna Carta for disabled persons here in the Philippines. Okay, let's start. When we see disability, according to the Equality Act of 2010, this is the physical or mental impairment. Impairment must have substantial adverse effects and adverse effects on normal day-to-day activities, and the disability or the condition is long-term. Okay? So if the condition covers all of the characteristics mentioned, it means that a person has disability. Okay? Legislation covers employees, contract workers, partners, and office holders. So this applies to the recruitment, terms and conditions, promotions, transfers, dismissals, and trainings. So there are companies who accept different people, no? Diverse people, including the disabled ones. So upon accepting those people, they have to follow certain rules or regulations or laws within their jurisdiction. Okay, is whatever the law is about accepting the people who are not used to be like other people, so or those people who are disabled. So they need to strictly implement regulations and laws upon accepting them to avoid problems in the type of the company as well as the employee. Okay, so in your hospitality law class, I know you are already discussing this topic, no? Able or you are able to accept people who are disabled that are applying in your company, or the other way around. Okay, so it is depends upon the rules and regulations or the situation of the company if you are able to accept them or not. Okay. So there are different types of discrimination. We have direct, indirect, unfavorable treatment because of something arising in the consequence of a disability, failure to make reasonable adjustments, harassment related to disability, and victimization. So there is a stigma about comparing people or seeing people who are disabled when they are applying to jobs. No? There are judging based on the physical characteristics of the person who are applying. But it should not be like that. It should be based on the skills, the knowledge that he or she may contribute to the company. And of course, like what I've said a while ago, if your company can accommodate disability, okay? So if your company can accommodate or you have the facility to entertain or to accept them, and you know that they will be great asset to your company, why not hire them? Okay. So avoid discriminating. Avoid letting people they are not accepted in one organization. Okay? So if that's the case, you are entering discrimination, either direct or indirect, and the type of discrimination stated here. Okay. Okay, Section 13, 2010, because of disability, a person treats another less favorably than he or she would treat others. Okay, so this should be stopped. Okay, so treat people in accordance to their capability and their capacity to do the work we are offering or to do the work that is available for the company. And they should be hired because of their potentials. And they should be screened in accordance to their and their capability, not because of their physical disability or their differences. Okay. Indirect discrimination, a provision, criterion, or practice, or the PCP. He had a disability. The PCP is applied to everyone. So the PCP puts or would put those with a famous disability at a particular disadvantage. He puts or would put the claimant at a disadvantage, and the PCP cannot be justified by respondent. Okay, so with this, with indirect discrimination, so there are provision criteria or practice or what we call the PCP. So unconsciously, sometimes we are describing or seeing people, judging people based on their physical attributes that unconsciously we do not know that we are discriminating them. So we should avoid that. We should equally treat them as we treat other normal people because they also have capabilities. They may have contribution to the company. Okay? What is discrimination? Discrimination means treating somebody unfairly because they happen to belong to a particular group of people. So this happens not only for those disabled persons, but as well as some judging people because of their race. But that's another topic. So if you are doing that attitude or behavior, you are also discriminating them. Okay? No. Okay? 13 types of disability. So we have the autism. So this means a developmental disability significantly affecting verbal and nonverbal communication and social interaction. So generally evident before age 3 that adversely affects education. The characteristic often associated with autism are engaging in repetitive activities and stereotype movements, resistance to changes in daily routines or the other environment, and unusual responses to sensory experience. Okay, but this type of people with having this condition, they have their knowledge to a specific area. Okay, they are very intelligent to a specific area, that the normal people cannot do. Okay, they are being heard. So if you already watched the Good Doctor series, so there is an autistic doctor there that, of course, have this kind of condition. He's very intelligent, and he remembers. He has a good memory, of excellent memory. So whenever they had their operation, he was the one to lead the operation, or he's there to do the operation because he's very intelligent. That's why people are accepting them, even though they have this condition. Okay, next. So upon saying the different characteristics associated with autism, engaging and giving you all, I hope you realize that having or accepting all people or employees or applicants who have this kind of condition also be a benefit or beneficial to your company. Okay. Next, blindness. So have you ever thought what would you do if you lost your vision? Imagine life without proper vision is extremely terrifying for anybody. On the other hand, there are people who have lost their vision and are struggling for various things in life. Okay? So attempts are continuously being made to bring awareness in the society and among these individuals so that they can also learn a living. There is no doubt in the fact that people who are blind or visually impaired can also lead a normal life. So get a respectful job and develop themselves to enhance their skills, grow mentally as well as economically. Okay, so there was another series I watched, that's entitled Startup. So this group of uh, youth is organizing or creating an application wherein this can help people who are blind. So if this app will be materialized or will materialize, so, all blind people or applicants who have this kind of condition can also enter into an organization and can also have their or live their lives normally as other people does. Okay, deafness. So means a hearing impairment so severe that a child is impaired in processing linguistic information through hearing with or without amplification that adversely affects a child's educational performance. Okay, so this is an impairment um, causing people not to hear or to hear sounds. So this is also a difficult situation for the person having this kind of condition. Okay. This means an impairment in hearing, whether permanent or fluctuating, that adversely affects a child's educational performance, but is not included under the definition of deafness. Okay, so have also watched a series or movies wherein the accepting um, employee who are having this kind of employees who are having this kind of uh, impairment. Okay, so but what they did is that they have this sign or logo behind their back in order for people to know that this particular employee has this kind of, so that people would see that they should adjust based on this based on the or the disability that this person has, but still will do the job assigned to him. Okay, so having this kind of company that accepting people who are um, deaf or who can hear clearly like normal ones is also a great move in creating a corporate social responsibility that they, even though they have this kind of employee, they're able to give them jobs, you know, and they are able to help them in their lives. They have food, they have money to buy from the salary they give from the company they are working with. Okay. Okay. So next is emotional disturbance. Means a condition exhibiting one or more of the following characteristics over a period of time and to mark degree that adversely affects a child's educational performance. Okay. So mental retardation means significantly reduced general intellectual functioning, existing concurrently at the same time with deficits in adaptive behavior and manifested during the developmental period that adversely affect a child's education performance. Multiple disabilities means concomitant simultaneous impairments such as mental retardation, blindness, mental retardation, orthopedic impairment, etc. The combination of which causes such severe educational needs that be accommodated in a special educational program solely for one of the impairments. The term does not include deaf blindness. Okay, so with this disability, I think the company who would accept this kind of employee should really be careful and um, should be should base the hiring process based on the medical condition of the applicant. Because when we say emotional disturbance and mental retardation or the disability is from the brain or from the emotions, it's very hard to cure. So you need to think on a larger scale or just, uh, with the profit of the company. All other people involved within it, including the guests and the customers, before hiring this kind of people. Because they need to be cured and they need to be treated. Okay? So I think you need to really think twice or think carefully before deciding to accept this kind of case. Next, orthopedic impairment. It means a severe orthopedic impairment that adversely affects a child's educational performance. So the term includes impairment caused by congenital anomaly, clubfoot, absence of some member, impairments caused by disease, and impairments from others, such as cerebral palsy, amputations, and um, fractures or burns that cause contractures. So, people, so also you need to be sure that they are medically fit or physically fit for the job you are offering. Okay. Other health impairment means having limited strength, vitality, or alertness, including a heightened alertness to environmental stimuli that results in limited alertness with respect to the educational environment. Okay. This is due to chronic or acute health problems such as asthma, attention deficit disorder, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, diabetes, epilepsy, a heart condition, hemophilia, lead poisoning, leukemia, nephritis, rheumatic fever, and sickle cell anemia can adversely affect a child's educational performance. Next is speech or language impairment. This means a communication disorder such as stuttering, impaired articulation, a language impairment, or a voice impairment that adversely affects a child's educational performance. Traumatic brain injury. This means an acquired injury to the brain caused by an external physical force resulting in total or partial functional disability or psychosocial impairment or both that adversely affects educational performance. The term also implies to open or close head injuries resulting in impairments in one or more areas such as cognition, language, memory, attention, reasoning, abstract thinking, judgment, problem solving, sensory, perceptual, and motor abilities, psychosocial behavior, physical functions, information processing, and speech. The term does not include brain injuries that are congenital or degenerative or brain injuries induced by birth or trauma or by birth trauma. To end this slide, there is a quote here that the only disability in life is a sad attitude. So in continuation, I would like to share to you the resolution of the Philippines. Okay.